We have learnt that we obtain energy from the food we eat. But how exactly does our body harness energy from the food? It does so by the process called cellular respiration. Are breathing and respiration one and the same? No, they aren't. Breathing is the physical process of inhaling and exhaling air, whereas respiration is a biochemical process in which oxygen is used by the cells for the breakdown of complex molecules, releasing carbon dioxide and energy. This process occurs within the cells and is therefore called cellular respiration. Energy is released during cellular respiration in the form of chemical molecules called ATP or adenosine triphosphate. Reduced forms of nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide NADH and flavin adenine dinucleotide FADH2 are the other energy molecules produced during respiration. These molecules are oxidized to ATP during the last stage of respiration. Let's learn more about cellular respiration. Cellular respiration, which utilizes oxygen for the breakdown of glucose, is called aerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, the reactants glucose and oxygen are converted into the products carbon dioxide, water, and energy in the form of ATP. What will happen if there is no oxygen? Will cellular respiration not take place? Even if oxygen is not present, cellular respiration will happen. The glucose will break down to form energy, carbon dioxide, and lactic acid or alcohol. Lactic acid is formed in certain bacteria, some fungi, and vertebrate mussels, while alcohol is formed in plants and most microorganisms. This type of cellular respiration, which takes place in the absence of oxygen, is called anaerobic respiration. Therefore, there are two types of cellular respiration: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration produces more energy than does anaerobic respiration. Cellular respiration is carried out in three main stages: glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain. These occur at different locations inside the cell, as you can see in this table. However, the locations differ in the case of prokaryotes, as they have no mitochondria. Respiration in prokaryotes occurs in the cytoplasm and cell membrane. So now, can you differentiate between aerobic and anaerobic respiration? Let's understand cellular respiration beginning with the first stage, glycolysis. The word glycolysis itself indicates the breakdown of glucose. The glucose molecules from food that are absorbed in the bloodstream reach the cells. Glycolysis occurs in the cell cytoplasm. In cell cytoplasm, the glucose molecules are split up chemically with the help of several enzymes. This breakdown is carried out in many steps, and the entire process is called glycolysis. The end product of glycolysis is 2 molecules of pyruvate, 2 molecules of ATP, 2 NADH molecules, and 2 hydrogen ions. In aerobic respiration, this pyruvate or pyruvic acid enters mitochondria for complete oxidation. But in fermentation, this pyruvic acid undergoes partial oxidation. It is either converted to alcohol or lactic acid in the cytoplasm itself. The pyruvic acid formed in glycolysis enters the mitochondria, where it is converted into acetyl coenzyme A or acetyl CoA. Next, the 2-carbon compound acetyl CoA enters the Krebs cycle. Here it combines with a 4-carbon compound, oxaloacetate, and forms citrate, which is a 6-carbon compound. Then a set of reactions occur in a cycle called the Krebs cycle. The molecules involved in the Krebs cycle are oxaloacetate, citrate, isocitrate, oxalosuccinate, alpha-ketoglutarate, succinyl coenzyme A, succinate, fumarate, and malate. There's a fun way to remember these molecules in their cyclic order. Just remember, oh, citrate is obviously a silly, stupid, funny molecule. Various enzymes act at each step of the cycle. A total of 6 NADH, 2 FADH2 and 2 ATP molecules are formed during the Krebs cycle for 1 molecule of glucose, that is, for 2 pyruvic acid molecules. Carbon dioxide is also released during the cycle. You might have heard that mitochondria are called the powerhouse of the cell. Does this epithet have anything to do with the Krebs cycle? The maximum quantity of energy molecules is produced during the Krebs cycle, and the Krebs cycle occurs in the mitochondria. Therefore, the mitochondria are called the powerhouse of the cell. The NADH and FADH2 molecules produced during glycolysis and the Krebs cycle need to be converted to ATP so that the cell can utilize the energy stored in them. This conversion is called oxidative phosphorylation. It occurs during the 3rd stage of respiration, which we call the electron transport chain or ETC. You know that aerobic respiration needs oxygen and that it releases carbon dioxide and water. But where is oxygen used? Is it used in glycolysis or the Krebs cycle? Oxygen is neither used in glycolysis nor the Krebs cycle. It is used in the ETC. Similarly, water is also not formed either in glycolysis or the Krebs cycle. It is formed in the ETC. Let's learn more about the ETC and oxidative phosphorylation. The electron transport chain is called so because electrons are transferred from one molecule to another in this chain. ETC occurs in the inner membrane of the mitochondria. Various protein complexes are present in the inner membrane, which pass electrons stepwise until the electrons reach oxygen to form water molecule. When electrons flow from organic substrates to oxygen, energy is yielded for the generation of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. This process is called oxidative phosphorylation. In anaerobic bacteria, the final electron acceptor is not oxygen, but other inorganic chemicals such as sulfate, nitrate, and sulfur. So, now you know how your cells produce energy.